Hey Spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Stars in Shadows as the Humans. Now, where we left off, we had just settled the colony of Avior, and we were sending some ships to colonize it. Let us continue on until our next turns. We've completed the construction of a factory at Avior 3 because we purchased that factory. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look at what the planet is. It has a low fertility, it has a normal mineral yield. It has a decently high population. I'm considering turning this into a little bit of a science world. So I could grab a farm here. I'm going to grab a farm and a... If I grabbed a farm and 1, 2, 3 labs. If I grabbed a farm and 3 labs, that would leave room for a market. So I'm going to go farm 3 labs and see how that goes. Alrighty. Oh, what's this? Transports. Black Broadswords fleet. Let's bring over our heavy cruiser here. Contact established. The Orthan Conference. So let's have a look here. We have no agreements with this. What is this? Aliens fascinating. I'm 10 Shells, director of the Orthan Conference. Who and what are you? We should exchange diplomats and establish embassies. So their first impression is good, but human pirates have been attacking them. I'm going to go ahead and say we should exchange diplomats and establish an embassy. And that's going to cost us 5 cash per turn, but it will give us +1 influence per turn, which will, slowly build up. That we'll be able to make new agreements, for example, trade charters, cooperative research agreements, and stuff like that. But that's kind of the beginnings of diplomacy. Oh, we have found them. Okay, they were in Suhail, and Suhail has the kind of worlds that they want to have. Interesting. And we also explored Bakab, so we know where their home world is. It's quite good. I'm going to take this ship and go here. What is this? They have a hidden destroyer? I'm very scared about this. This looks dangerous. We've encountered a group of hostile vessels in the Avior system. A group of armed vessels is approaching. We are a company of free Gremmak who make our trade through strife. I'm Silver Farg Reaches, and this is my hunting ground. I prefer to prey on those who are less capable of defending themselves than you appear to be, but our pickings have been meager of late. So I have a proposal. Would you be willing to make it worth my while that I never saw you? Yeah, I'm going to offer him the money. Which basically means I'm going to have to pick up Market Theory next. So I'm going to queue Market Theory up after Rapid Fire Lasers. That's just the unfortunate reality that I have to... I have to kind of swallow my pride on that front. They are at peace with me, and they're aggressive and they're mercenary. We have no embassy, we don't know anything about them. Oh, we know a little bit about the Orthan. We know they have 5 stars and 5 planets, and they have 4 ships, and they're making some money. Okay, so that's that system encounter. I don't know how long that peace deal will last, but hopefully it will last long enough that we can survive. Okay, so our civilian transports have landed in Avior. So the population has been transferred. So now we have Tinkers here, and those are going to provide some production. You can see in here, 4 production, when the 2 population of humans are providing the same amount. We don't get science or food or much... Oh, we do get cash, but we don't get science or food from those guys, so... It's kind of a... there is a trade-off. Okay, we are building a lab there, very good. Let's continue on. So we found their home world, and now we have proper contact with them. Explored Mechent. We will probably be coming here to kill them. Although we have 20 turns. We have 20 turns of... We have 20 turns of peace, I guess. You speak a master of Gramic Free Company of the Black Broadswords. What is it you want? Who are you exactly? With the Black Free Company of Gramic, so we'll call it mercenaries, we'll call parts, some of us call outcasts, but not entirely correct. We're free Gramic. But outside the borders of our own society, is that all? I'd like to discuss our agreement. We have wisely agreed to pay us 9 gold per turn. Yes. I would like to do business with you. Maybe you'd like to take this gift. Ah, so you can improve your friendship with them. Maybe we'll play around with that. Because, you know, we're kind of weak and we're kind of scared in the world and we need friends. You know, we need big, scary friends. Because we're humans and, man, we had some bad luck. Let's take a look at their fleets. They have a light cruiser, 2 destroyers. They have 3 transports and, from what I can tell, some stealthed destroyers. I'm going to want to explore this planet here. Oh, Solinar. I don't know who that is, but I'm going to want to find out because they took a planet that I was hoping to take. An arid ice planet. So that looks like it's the Ashtar Imperials. Critical decisions are waiting to be contacted by the Ashtar. Oh! I'm going to respond to their leader. So, human pirates attacked us. Your military might is most impressive. While there goes my neighborhood, just my luck humans. I'm Praetor Yonki of the Ashtar Colonials. What is it that you're doing here? I will hopefully, in 2 turns, be able to establish a embassy here. I believe the costs of interacting with people are cheaper if they have a better impression of you. So we're going to contact here. I'm going to establish formal diplomatic relations, and that will mean that we gain more influence more quickly. Now, the Orthan are very hard to cooperate with, but these guys, I should be able to sign a trade charter with them pretty quick, which will increase the amount of trade pool that we have, and I should be able to establish a cooperative research agreement as well. And then eventually we'll kind of go down this tree. But for now, we've got you know, the burgeoning beginnings of a friendship, and we found their home world. So there's one person up here, one person down here. My assumption is that there's probably someone in here, and then a possibility of someone in around here. So let's have a look here at the next turn options. Okay, this is my heavy cruiser coming into land. I have only another, say, 15 turns with Mechent before they may decide to attack me again. We've completed the construction of a colony ship at Bade 2. I think, do I want to settle the... Oh man, it's hard to know. A thin atmosphere with a colonist. I think I might settle Sirius 2 because humans are better at settling arid than they are ocean. So I'm going to get this colony ship and I'm going to send it over to Sirius. I'm going to get this colony ship and send it over to Bellatrix. We just start thinking about how we're going to deal with Sargas. We're working on rapid fire lasers. Oh, right, production. Let's have a look at Bade 2. Okay, so you finished a colony ship, so it might be worthwhile to get yourself a space station. And you also, even though these are relatively expensive things to do, go ahead and get yourself a space station as well. Now those embassies are expensive, but I'm hoping that I may be able to, for example, trade for some dosh. We've researched rapid fire lasers and we're working on market theory. Construction of a space station has been completed. So light cruiser. Let's go redesign the light cruiser. Probably the very thing that we're going to be doing mostly is just increasing the rapid fire-itude of all these lasers, because that's pretty much all we've unlocked is rapid fire versions of these lasers. It's a pretty weak ship. It basically will fall apart like in the first bit of damage that it takes, but it is relatively powerful with a rapid fire laser now. So I will go ahead and I will save that design. I could if I'm lazy, I could just go in here and say, hey, auto design a balanced ship, you know, escort ship or siege ship, you know. I'll go ahead and make me a siege ship. Make a nice big dirty fighter kind of thing. And then the destroyer, I will say auto design escort. Yeah, auto design escort. So now I have my escort. My destroyers act as escorts and my big ships act as combateers. So this is Alpha Rats with the extra production over the other colony. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, get me some light cruisers. Give me at least one light cruiser. Okay, we have settlers at Sirius. The question is, I think I'm going to be settling the Steppes world because the fertility is quite high there. So it's not going to impact our food too much. I'm going to want to bring over some more people. One of the Tinkers and the humans. That'll give us +1 population cap, which is nice. I'm also going to settle on... Is this really where we want to settle? You know, maybe I'm going to settle on the smaller planet because it's a better habitability. And then I'm going to transport over some of these guys. Oh, I don't have enough ships. We're losing a lot of money. I might need to go in here and talk to the Orphan and see if we can get a trade deal so that we can, you know, open up relations there. Colonized, colonized. No production has been set at the Bellatrix tree. Cancel. What are you going to get to work on? It's a great question. I think... What does this planet have? It has a low fertility, has a normal cold atmosphere. So what I might get it to do is just slow build like a mine, a lab, a market, and a farm. So we'll go like mine, farm, market, lab. So once we unlock the lab, this planet isn't going to be very good, but it'll be, you know, it'll be self-sufficient. It'll not be a negative on my empire. It'll probably just like, once I build it up a little bit, it'll probably just research science for me for the rest of the game. Oh, Bellatrix 3 also needs it. Now this city is slightly different. I'm gonna want a factory here. Am I? Yeah, I'm gonna grab one factory. I'm gonna grab a factory and probably 2 farms with a market, and then that'll be this planet. This planet done and dusted. Because it's got a high fertility, so I want to use it to produce food for my empire. It's just more efficient. Let's go into our next turn. Oh, the Osada Brigade Fleet. God, that's going to be expensive. Construction of a lab has been completed at Avior 3. Our next project will be a lab, followed by a lab. So we're now producing quite a bit more science. I'm hoping that I'll be able to make that in time. One more turn until I can open up a trade agreement with those guys. I kind of regret having purchased the factory, but it is what it is. We have to live with that decision. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say, hey, make me some transports. Or I could get you to generate trade. It's not very useful actually to produce trade though without the market. It would buy me time though. It would buy me time, and so that's why I'm going to do it. Group of hostile vessels from the ground. Oh, God damn it. Company of Gramac, Unrelenting. I kind of have to pay this, or else I'm in deep shit. They've got more. See, they've got transports ready to invade me, so I don't really have an option but to pay the cash. Civilian transport landed. Now our transports have re-entered the pool, so we are at least regenerating how much cash we were making. We have a tinker here, which is going to provide us with a bit of production too. And they're also going to increase the population cap of the world, which is nice. I would like to get a tinker over here also. So could I transport one from here perhaps? +1 pop cap. See, that's why I want to do it, because even though it hurts my planets in one way, it provides extra population cap, which improves my planets in another way. So it's definitely worthwhile to have these little tinkers running around my empire. Okay, so I need to... I believe I'm making extra... If I click here on my production... Yeah, I'm making a light cruiser. That might be the wrong move, but we'll have to kind of live with it for now. Okay, so we're have an exactly balanced budget. I'm going to talk to the Ashtar colonials. I'm going to say, hey, what's wrong with you? They're at peace with the Ashtar colonials. I'm going to go talk to the Ashtar colonials. We're going to say, hey, oh, they have they're quite well populated actually. I'm going to contact them. I'm going to say I would like to suggest a new agreement. I would like to a cooperative science agreement would be very nice. That's going to provide us +5 per turn, plus one of these. And probably next turn I'll be able to open up negotiations for a trade agreement with them. Diplomacy is relatively simple, but doesn't mean it's not cool. Suggest a new agreement. I would like to sign a trade charter. That's going to open up new opportunities in my trading field. And now we're producing 4 influence per turn. And we'll be able to maybe do some of these other things too. I don't know what the open ports agreement does, but we'll have to find out. I think that allows me to use their base as a way to travel around. So we have market theory now. So I'm going to look at Bade. I believe because I'm building farms over here, right? Wait, am I building a farm here? I don't think I should be. We'll just build the mine and then we'll kind of ask. I think, oh right, Sirius was a different kind of planet, wasn't it? It was just going to get... Sirius was going to get the mine, the farm, the market, and the lab in that order. It's not a particularly very good planet, so it's going to be built up very, very slowly. So in Bade, I'm going to delete a farm. And then I'm going to produce a market. And then I'll probably get rid of the mine maybe later and replace that with a farm. You should be just making the market. And then you should be probably colonizing next. Is probably the next move, I think, actually, once we get the market. Because the market should make it much easier to pay for things. We've got new technology here. Did my agreement with these guys run out? That's going to be something I need to check. Contact. Oh yeah, we've got one more turn left on that. Okay, we got market research, or market theory rather. What's our next technology we're going to go for? Well, let's see, what do we need for the next laser tech? I think I'll pick up some of these cheaper techs. Because what they'll do is they'll open up new opportunities for me in the tech tree, so I'll just grab some of these cheap guys and see what they lead to. I'm about to finish our first light cruiser. Okay, we just finished guidance systems, which unlocked the missile component for ships. Very cool. Construction at Bade 2. We completed the market. Next project will be to colonize. Very good. So the market will provide us with a fairly significant amount of coinage. Trade is really nice. I think there's different kinds of trade routes. I think foreign trade routes provide cash for everyone involved in the trade route. You know what? I'm tempted to get transport ships here. I'm gonna get 2 transport ships and then I'll colonize Bade. The transport ships will provide me with extra cash. Okay, we're working on mass drivers technology. Let's zoom out here and continue on. I've got a scout over here. Let's go check this out. I probably should have scouted that a long time ago. Okay, first light cruiser has been finished. We can meet this up with my heavy cruiser. If we look at the difference between the... I'll make them meet up first and then I'll show you the difference between them. Construction of a light cruiser has been completed at Alpha Routes 2. We await new instructions. That's not nearly enough ships to deal with these guys, for example. They have 2 missile cruisers and a light cruiser and 2 destroyers. So I'll probably need some screen ships. So I'll probably get 2 of these destroyers to act as screens. And that should do the trick. See, the population here is quite low because I keep moving people away. It might be worth it to pull people in from other cities to see if that'll help out. The production here is suffering because of the low population. I did move over some tinkers here, which is good. It's going to provide us with some extra production. Okay, we just finished mass drivers, which gave us the coil gun, which is a decently good gun. It has I believe it pierces shielding, which is nice. We're getting xenology, and here's the point defense version of the coil gun. We also get small craft. We're probably going to pick up some of these maybe harder to get techs, like the trade ship cargo capacity is probably going to be what we get next. And then, oh, auto repair. That could be good. I think we'll queue that up, I think, maybe at some point. Yeah, we'll go like xenology, container fuels, auto repair systems, because that could be really powerful actually if I were to have auto repairing. I could keep my fleets alive through careful micromanagement. Construction of a mine has been completed at Series 2. Our next project will be a farm, followed by a market and a lab. Okay, yep, that's fine. Transport has been completed at Bade 2. Our next project will be a transport, followed by colonized Bade 3. So I do want to come over here, and I want to go ahead and pick up this transport. I'm going to put it into my pool of transports, which should mean I get more cash. So I'm able to make it through these agreements. I would like to get a trade agreement with, not England, but with our dear friends. Humanity. Oh, you can see here we have 23 million people. When you compare that to the Ashtar Colonials, 25 million. We're actually not too far ahead or behind anyone. We're making pretty good stuff here. I do want to contact you though. And how much do I need to get a cooperative research agreement? I can actually get that in 2 turns. So that'll be quite good. That'll make them a little happier with us. And it'll also provide us another influence. Which, more influence means more deals, which means more influence, which means more deals, which means more friends, which means more... all the good stuff. Oh. I've been... Oh, okay, so he wants to sign a trade charter with me. I'm told our citizens are very interested in gaining access to human goods. Signing a trade charter would enrich both our empires. Will you agree to open your ports to our merchant vessels? Very well. So that's +5 foreign trade routes and +1 of these per turn, and it didn't cost me anything because he made this adjustment. Very nice. You'd see the trading with the Ashtar is a little bit better. I think it's +1 trade route per colony you have or something. It's something like that, I think. We've discovered xenology, and xenology gives us the science station laboratory facility on ships. Not very useful. I tried playing around with it. I don't think it's really worth it. It's basically a way to turn excess metal into science over time. We're going to be working on containment fields, which will increase the cargo ship capacity. Let's continue. Okay, we found the pirate base. Whether or not we're going to kill that is a good question. Okay, little scout. Oh, you can't quite make it anywhere else, can you? Oh. Perhaps settling Suhail. Oh, I can't settle Suhail, so I'm actually kind of capped out on planets for a little bit of time. So that's why I'm gonna want to start colonizing. Now that I've colonized, sort of laterally, I'm gonna want to start colonizing in a tall manner, longitudinally. I want to colonize the planets that are already in system, right? Construction complete at Bade 2. Transport, okay. I'm gonna add this transport to the pool as well. It's gonna further increase our income. Alrighty. Let's go ahead into the next turn. Construction of a destroyer has been completed at Alpharats. So now we have a heavy cruiser, a destroyer, and a light cruiser. I'm curious, do I actually have the technology to build a heavy cruiser? I don't. That's something I'm going to need to unlock. Researching containment fields. Avior is building another lab. It needs to get up to 9 population before it can effectively work all those labs without too much issue. It's just no big deal. I will queue up a market here because the market makes your population happier. A market, and then I've got basically an extra... Yeah, no, I'll just get the market and then that's that. This planet is finished. Doing what it needs to do. Okay, we're building a farm in Sirius 2. This planet is now self-sufficient. It's actually slightly overproducing food, which is good because that's what we want. Basically, we want this just not to be a drain on my empire. Next turn. Next turn. Bomb. We just got containment fields. That gives us the cargo capacity of 50%. So now our trade ships, instead of holding 8 or 5, or whatever it was, whatever the base was, I think it was... shit, I can't remember what it was. But whatever it is, they hold 50% more. So auto repair system, that would take 22 turns. I don't think I'm ready for that. I think I actually need to go up to nanocomputers and pick up self-organizing networks if I can. So let me go ahead. I'm going to grab nanocomputers. And there it is, and that's on the way now. That'll take a few turns. Okay, request from the Ashtar Colonials. We are in desperate need of 150 cash. We will give you 150 this and we'll get influence. So I think our reputation just improved because we helped us. Yeah, there it is. Look, we helped us. May I suggest a new agreement? We should form an open ports agreement. So this would mean I could use their ports as a way to explore the world. So now I have an open ports agreement with them. So they're in pretty happy shape with me. Do I have a research agreement with the Orphan? I don't remember if I did that. Did I do that? Orphan. Contact. May I suggest a new agreement? Cooperative research agreement. There we go. So that extra little bit of research helps us both. But we're now neutral. Their race is a little bit displeased with me, oddly. Let's have a look at the Ashtars. Yeah, their race is also displeased with me. But the faction itself is quite happy with me. Okay, we completed the destroyer at Alpharats. So now we have 2 destroyers. And I can now use his home as a place to base my fleets out of. But he can use mine too. So that means our empires are going to get interlinked if I send colony ships here. Let's see. Okay, so we built a destroyer here. Do I want to get another light cruiser? I think another light cruiser and another 2 destroyers makes total sense here. And that'll pretty much, once I've done that, that'll be my fleet ready to go perhaps fight these guys over here in Sargas. Explored Elysium, explored Dunamon. So that's you. I thought you had more planets than this. Did the game lie to me? The game may have lied to me. Anyway, I'm going to call that an end to this episode. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this series so far. Please remember to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Remember to leave a like if you want to directly support my channel. And remember to leave a comment if you want to give me your feedback. Other than that, I want to say I love you all very much. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.